All right, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the Fans Toys drag strip. I get what is it? Smokey? 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 Yeah, Smokey. So here he is in his drag strip mode, or drag racer, race car thing, and he looks great. I really like the way he looks, and I also like the funk he makes. I mean, he is. You can pound a nail in with this thing. That thing is solid. So, like night and day with the X-Transbox ones, which where it's like, you touch it wrong and it's either going to fall apart or break. I mean, it's crazy. And whereas this one's like, I am pretty sure, I mean, I'll probably scratch the shit out of the paint, but I'm pretty sure I can just get a nail and just nail it in. If anyone has an extra one that you want me to try that with, feel free to send it my way. He does come with the little race driver. He just kind of sits in there. He does not sit in well. I can't get it to like actually like lock in or anything. Oh. And there we go. Never mind. That's the thing about these Thundercon cards. It's like they all do have a little bit of QC issues here and there, but it's like half the complaints I have about them during the video, I'm like, oh, never mind. So yeah, that locks in just fine. It's a terrible gimmick. I hate it. He does have the two blasters, and to plug those in, they just go into these little slots back here, and then there's this little tab on here. They'll plug into the underneath. So you just line that up, lock it in. That sits pretty well. This one, I believe, is the one I have a QC issue on. So when you go to tab it in, it splits apart. So the gun itself just kind of comes apart. Nothing a couple dabs of super glue won't fix, but I shouldn't have to. You know, at this price point, you shouldn't have to glue the gun back to place. But, you know, worse things have happened, right? Like the X-Transbot's shoulders. Alright, and then that is in there. Alright, set that off to the side. Here he is with the Sideswipe in car mode. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I do think he's a little big compared to him. But that's, I mean, I honestly have no idea. I don't know what size these guys are supposed to be. So, I say this in the beginning of the war video because I already shot that part because it's easier just to leave these guys in car modes and do that and then do the actual reviews and then go back to the war video. But I forgot where I was going with that. You know, the Fans Toys breakdown was the same, just about the same size as the Sideswipe. Wild Rider was a little bit bigger, and this guy's still a little bit bigger. And so I hope Dead End ends up being closer to this scale. So yeah, it's not much else to really go into. I mean, he rolls fine. I seem to have an issue getting all the wheels to roll at the same time. That could be something. It's probably something I did. And something with these things just not lining up just right. But for the most part, this guy definitely has that transformation where everything has a place. And when it's in there, it is in there. So let's go ahead and get him transformed if I can remember how to do that. Because he is not a simple transformer. But not a bad one either. So let's start off with these panels. There's his face. And then, let's see here. I'm trying to remember. It's been a couple days since I did this. Pull that up. That'll get out of our way. Just kind of trying to find chinks in its armor. There we go. And we can just split that. And then we could just work from waist down to waist up. Alright, so what we want to do here, rotate the waist around. We'll start there, that's the easy part. Fold these pieces up, and then this piece here will fold up. Come on. There we go. And what you want to do here, and this is pretty clever, you rotate these out like that, and then you fold this piece down, and then he's got these little 4 notches I'll plug into those 4 holes there. But when it's straight like that, he's got 4 different holes for it to plug into. So it's pretty cool how that all lines up that way. And then it just lock that into place. Just like that. Now we want to, let's see, untab this section, I believe. Yeah. So we untab that section, and then the leg folds out. And this has got some nice gold chrome on his knees, which is pretty cool. Let's see, this panel here, I believe just stays out. Let's see here, what do we do? This will fold out, rotate this around. This will just kind of become the foot, like that. And I don't think we do anything else there. The wheel, let's just rotate. Yeah, this wheel will come down, and then I believe we rotate it around like this. This way, yeah. Until it can't go anymore, right? Hard to kind of get it in there to do this. And then this should be able to come in and lock in like that. Yeah, pretty sure. Alright, now we can take this, and this will fold over like this and lock into place like it was. This piece here will fold over and then lock into place there. Fold this piece here up. And then fold this piece here up. And then this will come around and lock into place. So, yeah. Nice clean leg there. Everything has a place and a meaning. So do the same thing on the other side. So again, we'll just undo that. Fold this out here. Fold this out. Rotate this up and around. And then we want to fold the foot out. Up, out, in, rotate, collapse. Just like that. And it just kind of, you can see what it's trying to do here. You know, it's, you just want to just kind of get it into that spot there. Like that. Rotate this down, and then this will rotate around. We just kind of have to rotate it all the way around. This will lock in like that. All that comes together like that. Fold up, in, lock in, lock in, untab, flip up, tab it in, and there you go. It is interesting that there's different components kind of at work with each leg. Just the way it's designed is just slightly different from each other. So, just like how, you know, see it's got the gold kneecap and he doesn't, or this one doesn't. I wonder if that goes into the transformation or something. So, or the combined mode. If it is, it's the only thing on these three figures that I've seen so far that has any relevance to a combined mode. Alright, so now the body. This will rotate up and locks in like that. And then we want to split the top sections here. And let's see here. I'm trying to remember how to do this. I know these come up. So maybe fold those up. Freeze that up a bit. Let's see here. Untap this, and then this should, I believe, come down, right? And the dog is snoring in the background. I'm just trying to remember what to do here. I know somebody out there is like, read the fucking instructions. And all I gotta say is, I don't want to. I just don't want it, guys. These come out, right? Just something simple for a second. I don't think these matter, like where they are, if I remember correctly. So maybe they come out, or maybe they stay where they're at. I don't know. We'll leave them where they're at for now. Alright, so let's see here. There we go. See? Do something simple, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's it. This will come in like this. I know this comes out. And then this can slide up. Let's see here. I think here. Like this, right? Yeah. Forget it. We are getting it slowly, but we are getting it. Alright. Because we want to get this piece here hooked into here. And there. Like that. Alright, now we know what we're doing. I can show you that a little clearer on the other side. So, what we want to do is ratchet this piece here out. Alright, and then we can rotate this down. Then what we want to do is we flip this piece here up. Everything is so tight on these things, you just have to be very careful. Or just be mindful that things aren't going to just slide where you want them to go. I recommend getting some sort of tool. So flip this out, and then rotate this around, and then this will lock together, and then this whole panel here just folds onto the side. Then we can take these, collapse those in. I don't know if I missed something to fill in that gap there or not, but I don't know. Alright, now we can rotate the arms down and do the arm transformation, which is simple, I believe. Let's see here, just that, no, here. Or is it right there? I don't remember. One of these panels moves. I promise you. I just don't remember which one. Yeah, I think it's this guy. Yeah. So that'll fold out. Then we can fold this up. Then we fold the hand out, and then this will come back, lock all that back into place. Just like that. Rotate, rotate, and then we're done. Do the same thing on this side. So let's see, which was it? These panels here are the ones that fold down. So once I get it, I know what I'm doing. After I fumble around for 20 minutes, then I know what I'm doing. Then this folds up, rotate the hand. All right, and then we want to fold out the ears. And there he is in his robot mode. A tad bit more complex than the X-Transbot one, but definitely actually has like that whole everything has a place feeling to it. So you rotate, or you can flip the hand out. Just kind of liven him up a bit. So he does have the alternate face, and to do that, I believe we just untab it, just like that. So there's a stoic face, and then he's probably got the best emotion face of the three that we've looked at so far, because he's just got the slight smirk, which I like. So you can just take that, and then just oh, that comes off. And we just want to tab that in like that. And then we just plug that back on. So there we go. And yeah, looks great. Looks great. That's all I can say. Head is on the swivel. Or no, it's a ball joint. Yeah, I don't see that very often with Fans Choice. You get the left and right, a little up, a little down. When you go too far up, it does start want to come apart. So be mindful of that. Not necessarily an issue, but just one of those, like, you shouldn't push things too far sometimes. Shoulders are on swivels and hinges. There is a ratchet in there, so you can get a bit more out of it if you wanted to. Bicep swivel, bends at the elbow. The wrist swivels, and he's got a thumb ball joint, and each finger has 2 points of articulation there. Waist swivel, no ab crunch that I'm seeing. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if these panels are supposed to be out like that, but I really don't think it matters either way. So, hips up to there, back to there, out to there, thigh swivel, bends at the knee. He's got the rocker. It's kind of like, it's almost like the X-Transbots one, where the rocker will work, but the toe, oh, he doesn't have a hinge. Well, it kind of does. If you undo this piece here, I guess, you get a toe hinge there. So it's kind of, yeah. If that works for you, then sure, why not? We'll give it to him, I guess. Not really. All right, and then you can take his gun and plug it into his hand. Just plug it in. Just like that. And then he'll hold it just fine. He does come with two of them, so, but, I mean, no other Stunticon has two, so don't really need to. So yeah, I'm not, that's another reason why I'm not overly worried about that one gun splitting. It's because it's like, who cares? Not really supposed to have two of them anyway. So, anyway. For size comparison, here he is with the other two. The Wild Rider. And Breakdown. So let's see, they're all pretty much right in line with each other. Here they are with an Autobot car and the MP Seeker. And yeah, so again, you know, this is where the Sunbow chart puts it. Not my favorite. If you're like, you know, if you really want something more in line with the Autobot cars, then X-Transbot's your best bet. But if you're looking for something that's tactically more accurate, this is the way to go. Now, I know the MP Seeker's shorter than the Deformation Seeker, so if you want a taller Seeker, go that route. But then you're going to need a taller Shockwave, you're going to need a taller Prime and Megatron. I don't know. These guys aren't sitting on the same shelf anyway, so I mean, I'm more aligned for me, looking for the best representation of the characters, and yeah, this is what we're getting. So yeah, I guess that's really all I've got to say about him. Put this down here real quick. We're gonna do the war video next, which should be a quick one. I'm just assuming. And I'm gonna grab a couple other combiners. Well, I've got some MMC guys. I'll grab a couple of those guys off the shelf so we can compare those guys there. When we do the scale comparison in the war video. But we'll get to that next. As far as this guy goes, he's awesome. I mean, he is awesome. Probably of the three, the best of the three. In terms of just, I mean, I don't know, guys. This set is so cool. If I'm gonna nitpick anything, here's my nitpick on this figure. Fans Toys, can we paint the screws? Just paint the screws. That's it. That's all I got. I mean, that's it. That's all I can say. That's the only nitpick I've got, is please paint the screws. It's not so prevalent here because he uses black screws on him. And let's see how he is. And most of his screws are kind of hidden down here, but because he's kind of like that white and there's silver, it kind of hides it. But it's like, you're using this gold chrome for this die cast here. Can we do that with the screws? I mean, I know it would cost a little bit more, but I'd pay an extra $20 for that. I'm just saying. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, he's easily my favorite of the set so far. And as such, 10 out of 10. I think he's just about as perfect as they come. I don't have any actual complaints about this figure. It's like these guys he's got his little doohickeys here that I don't like, and transformation's not very much fun on him. It's not very much fun on him, but his is challenging, but it all has a place to go, and once you see where that place goes, it's like, oh, okay, cool. And that's it. That's all I got. This guy is freaking awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna give him 10 out of 10. I think he's pretty good. So yeah, like I said, the war video should be a pretty quick one. Again, all right, but yeah, let me get to that.